What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Cat Life here, bringing another Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel video, and today we are on the alt account and we are playing some budgeted heroes. Now, budget heroes is a super fun deck. I am still able to make this deck work, but the deck is a work in process. So as you can see, we finally got ourselves a Maxx C onto the alt account, thank goodness, and we finally got ourselves 2 Call by the Graves. Hopefully we can then get 2 more of these and then 2 more of these. But until then, this is what we have to play as far as staple wise. Anyways, this deck is super fun. If you guys like the content, do not forget to go ahead and comment, like, and subscribe, as it does help the channel grow and I would really appreciate it. But what are we playing so far? So in this deck, I do not have 2 Dark Laws, so I had to go ahead and substitute 1 for Anki. I may replace that maybe with another Link, probably the other extra hero. But until then, this is what we have so far. Anyways, I hope you guys do enjoy the video. This deck is super fun, and thank you all for supporting once again. See ya. Okay, so on this, we are going to be going first. So I start off with the Solid Soldier. Now, Solid Soldier is like really good for my decks, especially since I'm playing some budget heroes. I am able to at least get a special summon of Shadow Mist. Now, because we special summoned our Shadow Mist, I can go ahead and get our mass change. And then I'm going to activate Fusion Destiny. Fusion Destiny is actually going to get out the Ash Blossom, which is not too bad. I kind of wish we could have got it to go off. But now I'm just going to go ahead and use Evil Hero Adjusted Gold, which is at least going to allow us to get ourselves a Dark Calling for a Malicious, for a Bane Malicious when I can. So he is actually going to be playing the 5 formation Tenki. I thought at first this was going to be a Trizu deck, but as you're going to find out, it's actually not. But anyways, we do summon out the Dark Law with Mass Change, which is going to allow him to go ahead and grab himself a monster. But because he added a card, now my Dark Law can activate. So I decided to use Shadow Mist first. That way I can chain block just in case they did have another Ash. So now with the Ancient Warriors being banished to the grave, he's only left with 3 cards, which he's going to just go ahead and summon and then end turn. Now is our turn again. We do top deck into a Mass Change. Mass Change could be useful here, but I actually am going to go ahead and summon out Stratos to get ourselves a Faris. And then from there, I'm going to now go into DPE. I tried to stop whatever he had in his hand, but it turned out he didn't really have anything that could stop us. So now I am going into DPE, which he's going to go ahead and activate his Fiendish Chain. It's been a while since I've seen this card, I'm not gonna lie. It's been a long time. So anyways, we are going to actually destroy the Verte, destroy the Fiendish Chain, which is going to allow me to go ahead and attack. He activates one of his Ancient Warriors from the hand, which is going to stop this card from being destroyed, but we can at least destroy the other one, and it's going to banish his card. So right now we're in a really good spot, as we do have ourselves the Imperm in our hand. He is going to summon out another one of his Ancient Warriors, which is going to then summon out the Valiant Zane D. And so what I'm going to do is, I'm really lucky that he put this card right here, because now we just negated 2 cards at the same time thanks to Imperm. So he decides to now go into the Ancient Warrior's Oath. He's going to activate its effect, which is going to allow him to bring a card to his hand, which is actually going to be getting banished. As you can see, he brings it to the hand. Now, thanks to Dark Law's ability, we can banish a card since it was added, and then DPE's ability is going to pop in the graveyard. Now, I believe at this point he just ends up scooping, as there's nothing else he can do, and it's going to be GG's. So, budget hero so far, like a really strong showing. You know, I could at least do something with budget. So yeah, I really do enjoy this deck. Let's get into the next one though. Okay, so on this one, we are actually going to be going second, and we are going against Despia. So I decided to go ahead and use Ash. Now, I was not expecting this to go through, but it actually does resolve. So lucky us, we do stop ourselves the branded opening. He's then going to go and summon out himself an Aluber to get himself a Theater. And I believe he just ends turn, as his hand is just a dead draw with everything else. So he really did need that branded opening. Anyways, our hand is actually pretty bad ourselves, as we do draw into both Malicious and that's not good. But anyway, at least we are able to activate the power of Shadow Mist. I am going to toss one of our Malicious into the graveyard, activate our Faris. Then from there we can use increase ability to summon out the increase. But what does suck is that we only played one Vyon, I believe. So I do need to get another Vyon into our deck when I can. But anyways, this does get hit, which does suck. So now that we can't do what I wanted to do, I am going to just go into Extra Cross Crusader. And then from there, I'm going to use it to summon out Malicious, activate Crusader's ability, like tributing it, which is going to allow us to give ourselves a Stratos. And then after that, I'm going to go into a Decimator. Now, I was a little skeptical that he had Super Poly, and he actually did. I'm really shocked that he didn't activate this earlier, but he does get himself a Masquerade on the field. But as you can see, his hand wasn't too bad. I mean, drawing in with Celestial is not good, but it is what it is, right? Anyways, I know he wants to attack us, so I decided to activate ourselves the Destiny hero Dynatag, which is going to just have us both take 1,000 damage, and that's going to actually negate his battle damage. So I actually saved us from being able to take 2,500, which is going to be very crucial as we are getting burned to death. Anyways, he has another Ash, which he top decked with last turn, so our Vyon does get negated, so we can't send a card to the graveyard. But at least I can go ahead and activate it again to go ahead and get ourselves a Polymerization. So from here, I decided I'm going to go ahead and use Poly. And at this point, I had to choose not to go ahead and activate too many effects. So we do get ourselves a Sunrise onto the field. He's going to burn us again. I do grab myself the Miracle Fusion. And now I'm going to go ahead and attack. So by destroying this, he is able to go ahead and summon out one of his Alubers, which is going to negate us until the end of the turn. But now I can at least go into Verte Anaconda, and from there Verte, I'm going to actually summon ourselves out a DPE. He's going to go and summon out Masquerade Blazing Dragon, but it's not really going to do too much for him, as this game is basically over unless he can top deck into something really good, and I don't think he can. So we do get a DPE onto the field. I'm going to go ahead and destroy the Verte, destroy the Theater, that way they can't use it. And from here they just go ahead and quit. So what my next plan was to go ahead and pop our increase that was right here to go ahead and destroy anything else he was to put on the field. We knew that they could not go ahead and use a Super Poly because they had no cards in their hands, so I was in a very good place, unless they did have a Theater, but I would have just went ahead and destroyed something again. But on to the next one. On to our next one, we are going to go ahead and start out with the Soldier, which is going to go ahead and summon out our Shadow Mist. Our Shadow Mist actually is going to go ahead and get negated though. Unfortunate, but you know, I'm not really too mad about that, as we are able to at least use its second effect. So now with Soldier, I can go ahead and make a Verte. So with Verte, I'm going to go ahead and activate its ability, summon out the DPE by tossing the Malicious and also the Denier into the grave, and we're gonna just go ahead and play an Imperm. Now we do have ourselves a Maxx C. I'm not sure what we were playing at the time, so at this time I thought we were gonna be playing Sword Soul because I saw a Pot of Desires, but then we see the secret password, which is actually gonna be Live Twins. So at this point I was like, okay, good thing I went first, because they could have sight locked us if they had the opportunity of going first, which would have been super bad for us. But luckily we were able to start off the duel. So they do get themselves off to the Live Twins. I let it actually resolve. They go into the Sky Cavalry, so I guess they decided not to go into the Lynx because they didn't want to do too much special summoning. But because of that, I'm just able to go ahead and activate this, and so our DPE does destroy itself. But me thinking I can bring it back gets actually stopped because of DD Crow, which kind of annoying, but it's not the worst thing that could happen. So goodbye, Phoenix Enforcer. At least you were able to do your job. So now it's our turn. I do get ourselves an Evil Hero Adjusted Gold. I use the power DPE to summon out Denier, and then I'm gonna use Stratos to grab ourselves a Faris. I'm gonna toss the increase into the grave to grab ourselves another increase, and then use increase ability to go ahead and summon out the increase onto the field. Now I could go ahead and get our Vyon onto the field. I toss the dasher into the graveyard. From there, I'm able to go ahead and get myself a poly. Now I'm gonna use Evil Hero Justice Gold to go into the graveyard to grab ourselves a Dark Calling. And then from here, we're gonna go ahead and use Dark Calling to go ahead and make ourselves a Malicious Bane. Now with the Malicious Bane on the field, we got some big boy damage. So now I decided, let's go into Crusader. With Crusader on the field, I could go ahead and summon out a Destiny hero card from the graveyard. Use the ability of Denier to go ahead and put a card onto the top of our deck. Then I can toss out Denier into the graveyard to add ourselves a Liquid Soldier. Now I'm going to use the Polymerization to fuse Vyon with Liquid Soldiers to summon out a Sunrise. Use Soldier's ability to grab ourselves 2 cards and discard 1. Plus, with the fact that Sunrise came onto the field, I can grab ourselves a Miracle Fusion. Now, we do get ourselves the Celestial into the grave, and I'm just gonna go and attack for a game, as this is just enough damage to end. So, as you can see, Heroes is super good. Even budget-wise, I'm able to make it work. Now, there is cards I do plan to remove when I can, as I'm still trying to build a deck. But as of right now, I do like the way it plays. I just wish I could build this deck a little bit faster, because boy is this deck expensive. But anyways, guys, thank you all for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the video. This deck was super fun to play. I really do love playing Heroes, and I hope that you guys all get your game on. See ya.